Numerous topics were deliberated upon in the Barrie City Hall's General Committee meeting held on August 16th. Councillor Amy Courser raised issue about the timing of flashing lights and reduced speed limits in school zones. She suggested keeping the lights on continuously to ensure safety throughout the school day. The city official argued that flashing lights are most effective when children are present, as studies show motorists might become accustomed to continuous flashing. Councillor Sergio Morales introduced a motion for Community Infrastructure Housing Accelerator regarding the development of a long-term care facility and retirement home at 800 Young Street. The motion aims to streamline the approval process while addressing the city's housing needs for seniors. Mayor Alex Nuttall applauded the approach of working with an operator to ensure swift process in providing housing for seniors. The motion was approved unanimously. Deputy Mayor Robert Thomson raised concerns about poor restoration after fiber optic infrastructure installation in the city. He questioned the restoration process and burden on residents. Bala Araniyasundaran, GM of Infrastructure and Growth Management, explained that residents can report issues and the city collaborates with the companies to address them. You can use the timestamps provided in the description to navigate to different sections of the video.
Our first order of business tonight is student mayors. This evening we have an honorary student mayor, Hope, from the Seasons Centre for Grieving Children to be sworn in as student mayor as part of the Hope Around Town initiative. I'll now call upon Tara MacArthur, Deputy City Clerk, to swear in our honorary student mayor.
Thank you. I'd like to swear in Hope as our honorary student mayor, and I will now read out the declaration of office. That you, Hope of Seasons Centre for Grieving Children, being sworn into the office as honorary student mayor, do solemnly promise and declare that you will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. As well, that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles, King Charles. And you make the solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that is of the same force and effect as made under oath. You may now assume your seat. We've been advised that Hope would like to address City Council, so if we could please have her address our council.
Mayor Nuttall, Deputy Mayor Thomson, and members of council, it's a privilege to stand before you and accept the appointment of honorary mayor of our beautiful city. Barrie has been home for my family and I for over 27 years. I'm told that in that time, Barrie evolved from a small town to a bustling city with a picturesque waterfront, a vibrant downtown, cultural and entertainment centers, and epic festivals. In my young years, I have seen school and college expansions, investments in parks and nature trails, improved transit systems, and a life-saving expansion of our hospital. With all the excitement of a fast-growing city, I'm sure past mayors and council had some struggles with the old infrastructure and policy. Those efforts to update our city and policies have made huge gains in our community. Barrie is becoming more diverse, and council continues to strive to keep our reputation as the safest city in Ontario. Today, with my appointment and platform, I would like to draw attention of the council to smaller-sized issues that are making gains of their own. Mayor Nuttall, Deputy Mayor Thomson, and members of council, it's your time and your legacy as our leaders to be the difference makers. As elected officials, a difference can be made by investing in Barrie's future, your number one and biggest asset. I'm not talking about the financial well-being or properties. I'm referring to the children within our community. A current stat and quote states that children are 25% of the population while being 100% of the future. We can't afford to ignore our children as they will one day be our future council in the communities where we live. We need to focus on the efforts that will allow every child the opportunity to become confident contributors to our community and not lost souls that are alone in the adult world and suffer in silence. I stand before you today as one of those children. Following the untimely death of my 2 older sisters in a tragic car accident, I was a 6-year-old child without a spark, confused, isolated, and so very angry. I suffered survivor's guilt, depression, and often despair. I saw my parents suffering too, so I didn't want to add to their problems. I had no idea how to explain my grief, so I suffered alone. I didn't attend school, I stopped doing the things I loved, and I no longer played with my friends. I started to act out, and this was not characteristic of my behavior. What did the future hold for me? From my perspective, it looked bleak. My story could have ended much differently had it not been for my parents' persistence in finding me help in the Season Center for Grieving Children. The Season Center was the first of its kind in Canada and originated in Barrie in 1995. Attending the Season Center, I was finally able to explain myself, and I found many other participants with similar stories as mine. The facilitators were compassionate and helped me to understand grief and all the attached feelings. With the right coping strategies, slowly my darkness became light. I found hope in the possibility of a brighter future. I am one of the lucky ones, and I am a grief survivor, but it took many years before I could lay claim to that title. What I do know is that wouldn't be the case had it not been for the Season Center and the compassionate people who work within. I previously noted that the Season Center has been around for over 27 years, but still too many people needing the services we render do not know about us. Typical means of marketing is not reaching the thousands of children in our community that are suffering from real grief. Statistics just released indicate that 1 in 5 children in classrooms will suffer from the loss of a loved one. That's a frightening number. If we don't use our influence to find help for these children, our future investment will be potentially limited. As today's leaders, let's do our part to protect the potential leaders of the future. Provide them with the best opportunity of becoming confident, motivated, and valuable contributors within our communities. If given the support I received, I promise you they will become the stars of a brighter tomorrow. The City of Barrie has supported the Season Center since inception, and along with your continued support, we have evolved well beyond our walls. Our Managing Director, Rolly Ramey, the staff, and the many participants of the Center, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lifting the spirits of those that need it most. Mayor Nuttall, Deputy Mayor Thomson, and members of Council, it will be an honor to serve alongside you as we spread awareness that childhood grief is real and that services like the Season Center is out there to help every child suffering from a loss of a loved one within our city walls and beyond. I appreciate your time and this honor.
Well, thank you. Welcome, Hope, today. Hope, I'll just note that the last student mayor to speak before the closing remarks was myself, if you remember that, Ms. McAlpine, because after that I said something. They changed the bylaws and student mayors weren't allowed to speak anymore. So welcome, such encouraging words this evening. And obviously we haven't had a student mayor here in the City of Barrie for a while. Hope, for those who don't know, is making a trip around our community and beyond, but mainly around our community, and raising money for the Season Center for Grieving Children. And I'd like to note we have some younger hockey players in the audience here tonight who are going to be receiving some rewards later. And I've got a little bit of a nice story from last week that kind of brings these two together. When we finished the barn burner on Wednesday night last week, we'd taken the photo, all the money had been kind of counted and raised. And one of the players, Eric Gabranson, skated up to me and said, "I'd like to make a donation." I said, "You know, we've already, announced the number. We're not going to re-announce the number, but there's this organization that I'd like to introduce you to." Eric, with his daughter, or with his son and his wife, went upstairs, took a photo with Hope, which I think is on a social media outlet near you, and made a $2,500 donation to the Season Center. And I thought that was a really beautiful story, because this is somebody from outside of our community who once had the opportunity to meet Hope and to meet Raleigh, was able to make a sizable donation into our community to help children here. And so I hope that we can all emulate that type of giving and that type of attitude that Eric showed that night. We're going to, I think, move Hope, but also move on. Do we want to take a moment before let's take a moment to move Hope, and then we'll move on to the conference. You want a picture now? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Raleigh, you should probably come down for the photo.
Chain of office.
Yes. Specially made.
Right here.
Well, thank you for attending City Council this evening. I apologize that we've got started a little late. We had a general committee meeting before this that ran on a little long, and we needed to make some alterations to some of our motions before we were able to continue. I also wanted to note that Councillors Harvey and Harris are unable to be with us tonight. That's not through any faults of their own. We changed the night of the City Council meeting to allow for the barn burner and a lot of the work that goes into that to happen last Wednesday. We'll move on to the confirmation of the minutes. The first item on the agenda is the confirmation of minutes. The minutes of the City Council meeting held on June 21st, 2023 have been circulated. Are there any corrections? Seeing none, the minutes are adopted as printed. We'll now move on to awards and recognition. Recognition of the Barrie Minor Hockey Association, BMHA, Barrie Colts Under-15 AA hockey team on winning the Ontario Minor Hockey Championship and all Ontario champions. I'd like to congratulate the Barrie Colts Under-15 hockey team on a fantastic season. I'd like to invite a representative of the team to the podium to say a few words about the season, and I will join you to hand out certificates after those words have been spoken.
Good evening. My name is Brent Harlow. I had the pleasure of being the head coach for our good-looking hockey here U15 AA team I have here. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy agenda to allow us to be here. We definitely appreciate it, especially the rescheduling since we weren't able to be here last time. There's a lot I can say about this group of players and parents. Well, some of the things that kind of stuck out throughout the year that allowed us to have the success that we did. The first is the character of these players, specifically the team first mentality that they had. You know, they always played for the crest on their chest versus the nameplate on the back each and every game that they did. The hard work and commitment they put in was second to none. We put them through a lot as coaches throughout the year, and they gave it their all every single thing that they did. You know, we even had a little motto towards the end of knowing that hard work beats skill. For us, luckily, we had both, but it's definitely a model. You know, if you don't have hard work, you know, you can have all the skill in the world, but it's just going to mean anything. Lastly was our team philosophy. It was actually about a year ago, almost to this date probably, where we started getting together as a team, and we created the philosophy of be respectful, be focused, be prepared, and have fun. You know, when we knew with that model, along with the character of this team, the commitment we had, the hardworking team, we would have a lot of success this year. It was pretty evident early on with this group we would have that, and it happened early on for us. So the very first tournament we went in, we won in St. Catharines. A couple months later, we won another one in Oakville. We won that one. That was a bit of a dramatic one where we won in a shootout in the semifinals and then overtime in the finals. It was quite the experience. A few heart attacks almost happened after that one by my part. And then we went on to finish first in our division and follow up by winning the York Simcoes to be the York Simcoe Championships, which is what punched our ticket to the OMHAs. For us, our OMHA tournament was held in Kingston. So we made that nice trip over there, and these boys played a fantastic tournament. We went undefeated in the tournament. We beat the Guelph Griffins 6-2 in the finals to win the OMHA Championship in those coveted red hats that you saw the other teams wear before you today. I'll get to our black ones in a second. But we weren't done there. When you win the OHA tournament in your major year, which is where we are, you move on to the OHF tournament, where you play the winners of the other three teams that make up the Ontario Hockey Association. Timmins was our host, so we went from Kingston all the way up to Timmins. It's quite the trek we did there, but that's where these guys come in, and the dedication of the parents to go up there and drive these kids all around. We played the team from the Sioux, team from London, team from Mississauga, as well as the host team from Timmins. It was a hard-fought tournament, as one would expect with the team of all the Calgary teams that were there. But after a little bit of a rocky start we had, these guys found their legs, they found their game, and their relentless play and compete was on full display, which allowed us to play in the semifinals on the Sunday, where they played a phenomenal game, beating the Mississauga Beast 2-0. And then we set up the finals against the Sioux Greyhounds. And these boys talk about saving the best for last. We referred to it throughout the year as Barrie Cold Hockey. And that's when we took that philosophy, we took that character, the commitment, the hard work, the effort, and their natural skills and abilities, and we played Barrie Cold Hockey. We always told them, when you guys play Barrie Cold Hockey, no one can beat you. And they played their best game of Barrie Cold Hockey that day, and we actually beat the Sioux 9-2 in the finals to win the OHF Championships and claim the title as All-Ontario Provincial Champion, which is where this black hat comes into effect. Just to kind of put somewhat in context, the accomplishment that it is for these boys. It's the first time in 9 years the team at any age or rep level from Barrie has won this, and it's only, I believe, the 5th time in the over 30-year history of the tournament that a team from Barrie has won the title of All-Ontario Provincial Championship. So a huge congratulations and kudos goes out to this team. It's been a great part for me to be It's a pleasure for me to be a part of this team, and I want to say thank you to the players, the parents, and to the coaching staff, and once again, thank you to everyone here for allowing us to be here today. So very much appreciated.
Exactly. Sure. If you calm down him. No.
Yeah. Sure. I'll just call the players down, kind of keep in with our model. Probably kind of suggest we can just hold applause to the end. I know it's going to be awkward whether you applause to everyone or not, so feel free to applause at the end, and then we can recognize the team, which is something we've been doing all year round anyway. So first up, we have Ben Reistetter. Curtis Goulding.
Congratulations.
Sorry. There he is. You're not getting it. Ben, just deal with it. Darts? Nope. Darts not here. Jason's not here. Dylan Mules. Gavin Logren.
Dylan, congratulations. Thank you.
Braden Gucci. Hudson Willard. Kenny Chan.
Congratulations.
Logan Jackson.
Congratulations,
Lucas Bell.
Logan, congratulations.
You good, buddy?
Thank you.
Lucas Trapani.
Congratulations. Congratulations,
Lucas.
Lucas. Oh, but you're in here.
Reed Harlow.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congrats.
Seamus Scott.
Congratulations. Grab this. Hold it with me here.
Then we had a few members not able to come today. Jackson Bardens, Gavin Pick, Jason Bress, Darcy Mugi, and Stephen Smith. And definitely a huge part of this was also our coaching staff. My assistant coach, Chris Jackson, he wasn't able to be here today. One of our trainers, Chris Yules, but the other trainer, Craig Goulding. and our team manager, Becky Trapani. Once again, my name is Brent Harlow, and this is your U15 AA hockey team.
You guys want to line up right here so we can do a photo?
Where boys? Spread out both sides.
Wait, where we go?
Right here. All guys in the back, all three in the front. We're 80. Yeah, Curtis in the front. Oh, I haven't worn it.
One of these things.
I think it was Ben. It's Ben. And I'm standing. That's good.
Everyone good?
As the photos went on my face, I stopped sucking eggs, and I'm just like sad.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you for reminding me what my hockey bag smells like. Have a good evening. We have one deputation this evening. It's not an emergency deputation as we received it prior to the meeting. Mr. Vincent Tran, would you like to approach the podium? I believe you have 5 minutes for your deputation. And it's with regards to the Yonge Street development at the corner of, I think it's is it Ashford? Montgomery.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Vincent Tran, and I just wanted to thank all the members and the community who helped us move forward with 667 to 675 Yonge Street. My father has always wanted to contribute to Canada's development because Canada has offered our family refuge. We've moved up here like a decade ago, and originally this whole project was supposed to be townhomes, and we're contractors, we're builders, and we were excited to start in a new place and develop something. It's been exciting, and to get to this point here where we're now building a condo and helping the housing market. So we love Barrie, by the way. We live here, my wife and myself. We're currently residents of the neighborhood we're building for the site. We are very involved in our community there. We know a lot of the residents, a lot of the small business owners, and we love to see our community grow. So Councillor Morales, Ms. Banfield, and Mrs. Snow, and the members involved helping us, they've been excellent to work with, and they've educated us with the process along the way. We're very happy to work with everyone and like-minded individuals who are proactive in helping the housing market. And I know Councillor Morales today, he mentioned that we're working together to hit that affordable housing target market. And on behalf of the family company, we just want to thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Tran, for your deputation and for your kind comments with regards to both your ward councillor as well as our public servants as a whole. And we wish you all the best with this. The future obviously has to go through City Council tonight, but we wish you all the best within the future as well.
Thank you.
I don't believe there's any other deputations, so we're going to move on to tax applications, which there are none, and communications, which there are none. So we're going to next going to go to committee reports. Deputy Mayor Thomson, I believe you have the motions. And please keep in mind, folks, that these were done quickly between meetings because we had back-to-back here. So if there are a couple of things we need to make sure are done correctly, it may take a little extra time, and if not, then the Deputy Mayor or Deputy Clerk has crushed it this evening. So, Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. Through myself and second by Councillor Negussi, that Section A of General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be received.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson and seconded by Councillor Negussi that Section A of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be received. This is CSC 230621, the report of the Community Safety Committee dated the 21st of June. ICIC 230622, the report of the Infrastructure Community Investment Committee dated the 22nd of June. And AC 230622, the report of the Affordability Committee dated the 22nd of June. Are there any questions and comments with regards to the receiving of these Infrastructure Committee reports? Seeing none, all those in favor, and it carries. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section B of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, the Section B of the General Committee report dated August 16th, 2023 be adopted. CSC 1, Adult Crossing Guard Program for Schools. CSC 2, Investigation for No Parking Anytime, City View Circle, Ward 6. CSC 3, Request for Review of the Installation of a Controlled Crosswalk on Baldwin Lane at Marshall Street. ICIC 1, Memorandum, Blue Box Transition and New Waste Collection Contract Details. CAM 001-23, Bear Creek Wetland, Marta Crescent Flooding Issue, Ward 6. DEV 032-23, Municipal Street Naming for Streets and Industrial Plan of Subdivision, 80 Big Bay Point Road and 315 Bayview Drive. DEV 037-23, Zoning Bylaw Amendment 518 to 524, Tiffin Street, Pioneer Family Pools, Barrie Inc., Ward 5. DEV 038-23, Rates of Speed Bylaw Update. FAC 004-23, Facilities Planning and Development 2023 Capital Funding. FIN 016-23, 115 Bayfield Reimbursement of Cash and Lieu Charge. IGM 003-23, Archaeological Investigation, the Hewitt Secondary Plan, Ward 10. WMES 001-23, the Textile Collection Program Agreement Extensions. And ITM 8.1, the invitation to present to Council Art and Water Group. Any questions and comments with regards to these motions? This motion. Councillor Courser.
Yes. For the item DEV 038-230816, the rates of speed bylaw update, I'm just wondering if some questions on this. There seems to be quite a lot of on and off times for signaling for programming for the flashing lights in 40 zones and school zones. And I'm wondering, these are streets that, quite a few streets that we've actually had issues for speeding on, complaints on continuously. And I'm wondering if it might be a better idea to have that light on all day, considering it is a school zone, as opposed to having it coming on and off at up to 1, 2, 3, 4 different times a day. So just while school is in session.
Councillor Courser, can I take that and ask staff to
Yes, please.
respond? Ms. Banfield, with regards to the flashing 40s and the different times of day they're on and off, is there a rationale as to why not a consistent 40 versus the flashing 40s? Is that the question?
Yes, if there is some kind of MTO rule or something that it needs to be on and off, or if, as it being a school zone and school is active during those times.
Ms. Banfield.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Courser, we have Jeff Sharp is actually on the line attending the meeting virtually, and he's the author of the report, so he'll just pop on and answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor Nuttall, Councillor Courser. The reason for the flashing times is to inform motorists as to when children are actively walking to and from school. So that's the reason why the flashing lights are during the most busiest times when motorists would see school children present.
And through you, Mayor Nuttall, I'm just wondering if, I just wondering, like, kids come in and out of school different times during the day. There's pickups at school at different times. It is an actual school zone in busy streets between 7:40 a.m. and 4 p.m. And a school zone should be safe at all times during school. So I'm just wondering if there could be a consideration maybe to have more discussion about the pros and cons of having that light on continuously during the day.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Courser, it's been shown to be more effective to flash the reduced speed limit when children are actually present on the road. If we were to consider flashing the sign for the entire school day, motorists would become accustomed to the flashing sign. Studies have shown that they may not reduce their speed as opposed to when children are actually present.
Well, one of my issues is that the problem is the flashing lights is when the children are present, drivers should be responsible in slowing down anyway, but it's when children that are not when there's not groups of children, I believe it's most dangerous for children to be around these fast-moving streets. So it's just the idea that school zones should be traffic calmed during school hours is something that I think is a safety issue that should be considered across the city. And I think this would be a very good start. But I would just like to, I guess, see if there's any conversation around the table about that.
Thank you, Councillor Courser. A question through to Ms. Banfield. Is this time sensitive as an overall report?
Mayor Nuttall, yes it is, as it ties into the work that we're doing on automated speed enforcement in our community zones. So it is time sensitive.
So what I would suggest, Councillor Courser, is because of the sensitivity related to this subject and the enforcement needs to take place, is that perhaps you bring through, first of all, meet with staff on this, and second of all, maybe bring an item for discussion to look at more, I guess, more times, less flashing, or more flashing times, more consistent times. And then bring through an item for discussion on that once you have had that conversation, because I wouldn't want to derail this and hurt the opportunity for enforcement to happen in the exact places that you're trying to maybe make a little safer.
I'm very comfortable with that, yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Any other questions or comments on this? I just have a couple of quick changes that I'll need both Councillor Negussi and Deputy Mayor Thomson's initials on, and that is the addition of the Firebird community cycle into the Section B. Also, the addition of confidential disposition of land, city property added into Section B, and the removal of the Bear Creek wetland, Marta Crescent flooding issue from Section B. So if you can just initial those three places for me. Thank you. And just so everyone's aware, those three changes, 2 additions, 1 subtraction from Section B. Are there any questions or comments on that or anything else in Section B? Seeing none, all those in favor? And it carries. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section C of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, Section C of General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted. This is the
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section C of the General Committee report dated August 16th, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section C of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted. This is CAM 001-23, Bear Creek Wetland, Marta Crescent flooding issue. Are there any questions or comments with regards to Section C? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Recorded vote.
Sorry?
Recorded vote.
A recorded vote has been requested by Councillor Morales. Deputy Clerk?
Let's start with you, Mayor Nuttall.
Yes.
Councillor Rietma.
Yes.
Councillor Nixon.
Yes.
Councillor Kungo.
Yes.
Councillor Courser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Yes.
Councillor Negussi.
Yes.
Councillor Morales.
Yes.
And Councillor Hamilton.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Deputy Mayor Thomson?
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section D of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section D of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted. DEV 034-23, zoning bylaw amendment for 667, 669, 673, and 675 Yonge Street. Do I have any questions or comments on the matter? Seeing none, all those in favor? Recorded vote has been requested by Councillor Morales. Deputy Clerk, over to you.
Let's start with Councillor Rietma.
Yes.
Councillor Nixon.
Yes.
Councillor Kungle,
Yes.
Councillor Courser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thomson,
Yes.
Councillor Negussi,
Yes.
Councillor Morales,
Yes.
Councillor Hamilton,
Yes.
and Mayor Nuttall.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Deputy Mayor Thomson?
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section E of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section E of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted, the Federal Housing Accelerator Fund update. Any questions or comments from members of council? Seeing none, all those in favor? It carries unanimously. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section F of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section F of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted. C4, Circulation List, June 29th, and C7, Circulation List, August 16th, referrals. Any questions or comments from members of council? Seeing none, all those in favor? It carries unanimously. Deputy Mayor Thomson. That's it. What is that?
I'm changing the letters at the same time because that one we removed. Sorry. Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section G of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be received.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section G of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be received. This is a confidential personal information matter, appointments to committees and boards. Are there any questions and comments from members of council? Seeing none, all those in favor? And it carries unanimously. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Let's see, we did that one already. Oh, so do that now. Okay.
It's okay, I'll do it. Just for members of the audience and media that are here, there was 2 items that were missed in Section C that we're going to now read out a new Section C and vote on it again, just so we have all of the items that were to be incorporated in Section C. So Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that's Section C of the General Committee Report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
The items to be added into Section C are the landfill bike diversion pilot program, creating a grant to support community-based cycling groups to advance the city's cycling objectives, and the maple trees forever. Wasn't written on there, Councillor Courser, but I got her, don't worry. Yeah, no, if I'd said Leafs, yeah. Must be a Habs fan over there. Oh, no. those are the three items that are on top of the previously approved Section C. So it's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section C of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted. Are there any other questions or comments with regards to those motions? Seeing none, all those in favor? It's approved. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section H of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section H of the General Committee report dated August 16, 2023 be adopted. This is a potential personal information matter. Any questions or comments on this? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carries. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
It's like Groundhog Day. The General Committee report dated, moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, the General Committee report dated July 21st, 2023 as circulated be received.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, the General Committee report dated July 21st, 2023 as circulated be received. 23-G-162, the confidential potential disposition of land matter, city property. Any questions or comments on the matter? Seeing none, all those in favor? It carries. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that leave be granted to introduce the following bills and these bills be read.
Prior to that, sorry, Deputy Mayor Thomson, we're going to go into direct motions. Councillor Morales, I understand you have a direct motion.
Yes, I do, Mayor Nuttall. Moved by myself, seconded by yourself. Direct motion is titled Community Infrastructure Housing Accelerator, CIHA, for 800 Yonge Street in Ward 9. That Staff and Development Services initiate a Community Infrastructure Housing Accelerator, CIHA, application to facilitate the approval for construction of a long-term care facility, retirement home, and related residential development for the property located at 800 Yonge Street, and report back to Council in September of 2023. I have it here for staff.
Councillor Morales, I believe the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. This is, I alluded a little bit to it earlier. I tried to keep it for here. This is huge. One of the biggest long-term care developers in the province, the leading quality leader in providing the service, has expressed interest to be in Barrie. This is not only just a crisis for all of Ontario, long-term care beds and retirement homes, but this is a Barrie one as well. So the fact that we have interest from the private sector to get what will likely be the biggest investment for long-term care homes and retirement homes in kind of one single land parcel in the entire city of Barrie, that's an opportunity that's too good to pass on. What the CIHA application achieves a good balance of, it still allows the proper rezoning processes and studies and environmental to go through, but what it also does is essentially prioritizes it and, as the wording says, facilitates the approval of this because it's in line with our strategic plan as well as what's needed around the province. So I want to thank you, Mayor Nuttall, as well. I know that this is an important file that you've definitely made sure didn't pass us by, and I look forward to hopefully getting the support from other members of council so we can get more long-term care beds and retirement home units in our city for those seniors that help shape this great city, that if they want to stay in Barrie, age in place, and also have proper medical support if necessary, that they have the option to do so.
Thank you, Councillor Morales. Are there any other questions or comments from members of council? Seeing none, you know, we received this notice of application, I think would be the best description of what we received, about a month and a half ago. And I think what's pretty unique about this is that we're not focusing on working with a developer here. This is the operator, right? These are the people who are going to be actually building the buildings, building the rooms, building the beds, but also the ones who will be operating the facility afterwards. You know, we have a lot of conversations about approving projects that never get built. You know, 17,000 some odd units approved. We're waiting for those to be built. In this case, we're actually dealing with the operator who's going to build, going to operate the facility. And when we talk about the affordability crisis, I've said this over and over again, you know, there's two groups that get hit harder than anyone else. There's those who are trying to get into the housing market or into the rental market for the first time. And there's those who are either downsizing as seniors but can't downsize because of the cost of new real estate. And at the same time, those who are renting and who are seniors, I mean, it is a terrible position to be in. So when we see the opportunity for more stock for seniors in this city, I think we need to make sure it moves as quickly as possible. There should be absolutely zero barriers in the way for operators to open up, supply beds, and supply housing for seniors at the same time. And so to Ms. Banfield and your team, to CAO Prowse, thank you for working through this. I know it wasn't, it was something that was moving very quickly without us. You made it something that's moving even quicker with us. And that is a testament again to the work that is being done in the planning department and quite frankly throughout City Hall, because it takes a lot of different pieces to make it happen. And again, I want to show and say and highlight that we are an extremely good partner for the province of Ontario. The province of Ontario has many ministries, many departments working in many different places. What we've been able to do here is to take their long-term care, which was trying to push through the approval of units, match it up with municipal affairs, as well as with us as a city, and move the project forward more quickly than it ever could have. So I think that's a big win, assuming all goes according to plan. And I can't wait to see these units eventually built and to get the information back from the province on how quickly we can do it. With that, I'll call the vote. I would like to request a recorded vote.
Councillor Nixon, I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
Councillor Kungle?
Yes.
Councillor Courser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thomson?
Yes.
Councillor Negussi?
Yes.
Councillor Morales?
Yes.
Councillor Hamilton?
Yes.
Mayor Nuttall?
Yes.
And Councillor Rietma.
Yes.
The direct motion carries.
Thank you so much. We're through direct motions. We have no presentations. We're now at inquiries. Are there any inquiries around the table? Deputy Mayor Thomson, you shall inquire first.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. Through you to Bala. We had a quick conversation on the phone, and I'm sorry, I meant to get back to you, but I was just wondering if there's any review of our right-of-way permitting restoration in the works, or if it's something we're looking at. And maybe just for the people at home that are watching, like, how does the right-of-way permitting work, and do we inspect? Because right now, and I would imagine it's happening throughout the whole city, but the Ward 5 is getting hammered right now with the fiber optic installation of like the infrastructure. And I'll tell you, the restoration is extremely poor. So I went out and walked the neighborhood. There's lots of sinkholes, unsafe holes without snow fence. And look, I know that's all Ministry of Labor stuff. It's not really, city inspection. It's more about the restoration. So I was just wondering if maybe you could share if there is some plan on looking on how we do our restorations, or if there's a deficiency list, if there's holdback, because I just don't think that we should be allowing third-party companies. They're going to come in and make a ton of money in having that infrastructure and leaving the burden on our residents to repair their properties.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Deputy Mayor Thomson. Generally speaking, starting with our ROA permitting process, once a permit is issued, our staff, they do inspect during the work and after the work. And if there are any deficiencies, then we make sure that the contractors rectify those deficiencies, and we do our best to make sure the deficiencies are addressed in a timely manner. With respect to something specific like the Bell Fiber project, we do have a project agreement between the city and Bell, and that agreement stipulates requirements with respect to restoration, both for hard surfaces and soft surfaces. We know that in regards to the soft surfaces, we've had some issues with restoration, and we're working with Bell to address those. There is a phone number that is placed on signs where the work is occurring, where residents can call with complaints, especially as it relates to the work that Bell is doing. And Bell is expected to respond to those complaints, and if appropriate response isn't provided in a timely manner, then they can also call the city, and we'll work with Bell to make sure that everything's rectified. Having said that, there are some issues or timelines that they have to follow. For example, with the restoration of the sod, I think that starts in September. And I know with the way the weather is, there has been some issues with the topsoil that's been placed, but we are working with Bell and their contractors to address that.
Perfect. Thank you for that response.
Any other inquiries this evening? Seeing none, on to announcements. Deputy Mayor Thomson. Are there any announcements? Councillor Kunkel and then Councillor Courser. Did I see one or no?
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. I have a couple of announcements just because we've got some committee meetings starting up in September that are early. Communities in Bloom will happen Tuesday, September the 5th at 4 p.m. And the next Active Transportation and Sustainability Committee is Thursday, September the 7th. We're moving up a week in the current rotation at 5:30 p.m. I did want to take a moment to highlight that at the end of July, we had Communities in Bloom judges come through and tour. And I was pleased to kind of hear back a document that our judges receive on arrival gives a comprehensive review of the things happening across the city, from what's happening in the work plan with heritage protection and advocacy, to our environmental and climate action initiatives, to how we just beautify and protect those assets across the city overall. And it was commented by those judges on arrival in review of that this is a first-in-class document. So I do want to recognize staff, in particular Mona Boyd, our horticultural foreperson, and knowing that this document really does take a reflection across all departments and the initiatives moving forward. It really is a spotlight. I'm not sure if this can be a public document. I know it was used for a particular purpose with the program, but I would say year over year, this type of report, I think, helps people appreciate what Communities in Bloom is as a program, and all the great work that staff are doing, and that is supported by council to some degree across our budget, but also across a way in which we support committee work. So I want to also thank Claire, Councillor Rietma, for supporting that and coming to highlight and educate about what we're doing to heritage, because there's some exciting things happening in that work plan historically and as we move forward. I'd also like to identify and thank Carol-Ann Ryan, our public art coordinator. We have just received an update that those of us that did community improvement artwork over the last year, you can now find that on our website, so please do check it out. We have 2 pieces we're quite proud of in Ward 3 that were installed in 2022, and they were by local artists. So if you have not yet had the chance to walk through East Bayfield Park, then I would invite you to do so. There are 2 large pieces there called About Time, and one is an hourglass and one is a lightning bolt, and they are there designed and inspired by Derek and Tracy Martin, who are local artists, and you can see some of their work also at Royal Victoria Hospital.
Thank you, Councillor Kunkel. Are there any other announcements this evening? Councillor Morales.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. The announcement here is on Thursday, September 7th of this year at 10 a.m. in the morning. There's a celebration opening for the Jumpstart Canadian Tire playground. So that's at 10 in the morning till 12:30 p.m. So just after the noon hour, Thursday, September 7th. So for anybody in anywhere in the city, but specifically Southeast Barrie, Ward 9, Ward 10, and Ward 8, if you're able to, Thursday, September 7th, 2023, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Thank you, Councillor Morales. Any other announcements? Just going to go through these. I know a couple of them were touched on, but I'll just make sure we got all the information out there. The City of Barrie is seeking nominations to the Barrie Arts Awards. The Barrie Arts Awards honor individuals and organizations in the community for the contributions to the arts sector. The deadline for nominations is September 4th. Residents can register for the fall recreation and culture programming. In addition to in-person programs, the city offers Rec Pass memberships that include access to all drop-ins, including fitness, skating, open gym, kids programs, and swimming, as well as unlimited access to the city's fitness centers. For further information, please go to playbarrie.ca. Residents are reminded to plan ahead for road reconstruction at the following locations. The Dunlop Street Interchange Trunk Sanitary Relocation, Cedar Point Drive, remains fully closed until August the 25th. Businesses are open on Cedar Point Drive, but access is only available from Edge Hill Drive. Barrie Transit Route 6 is on a detour route. The Sunnydale Road New Water Main MTO Bridge Replacement final completion of the water main work, including connections at Wellington Letitia, is anticipated to be complete by mid-August. The Ministry of Transportation will require full closure of Sunnydale Road between Wellington Street and Shirley Avenue until October 31st, 2024 for the bridge replacement work. The City of Barrie is offering in-person information sessions at city facilities that will support residents in applying for their digital waterfront parking permit. For a list of times and locations, please visit barrie.ca/waterfront parking or contact Service Barrie at 705-726-4242. Deputy Mayor Thomson, I believe it is time for the bylaws.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi. Leave be granted to introduce the bills, and these bills be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Bill 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, and 93.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson and seconded by Councillor Negussi that leave be granted to introduce the following bills, and these bills be ready first, second, and third time this day and finally passed. Bills 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, and 93. Are there any questions or comments with regards to the bills that are on the floor? Seeing none, all those in favor? They carry. Deputy Mayor Thomson.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that leave be granted to introduce the bill, and this bill be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Bill 94.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thomson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that leave be granted to introduce the following bill, and this bill be read a first, second, and third time this day and finally passed. This is, I believe, the confirmation bylaw. Bill 94. All those, are there any questions or comments? All those in favor? It's approved. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Councillor Rittman, seconded by Deputy Mayor Thomson. All those in favor? It carries. We adjourn at 8:47 on August the 16th.
That was the update from the City Hall. Thank you.